Tonight in the Phog underway with the Kansas women's basketball team opening their scrimmage. Stephen Davis, David Lawrence with you, and head coach Brandon Schneider has joined us as well. The Jayhawks playing against their men's practice player team get a wide open layup for freshman Reagan Williams to get things started. Brandon, how is this group meshed here in the preseason? A lot of new faces as you replace some longtime fixtures on the program.
Yeah, I think, we had a really good summer. As we've gotten into to official practices, haven't really had the consistency with it. Had some minor injuries that have kind of disrupted the flow of what we'd like to have, but we're getting some guys back and looking forward to scrimmage season here coming up with going to Creighton for a close scrimmage on Saturday.
Three-point shot there from Carla Osmo, one of the freshmen from over in Spain. You've got a first-team All-Big 12 player returning in Samaya Nichols. That's a nice luxury, I would think.
Yeah, with Samaya and Yvette coming back as starters, we felt like it was a good spot to really try to build around. A lot of new pieces. So just we'll have to continue to try to get a little bit better every day.
And Samaya on the court is such a leader, a great face for this team, but also a personality that's very unique that I'm sure has helped draw some attention from some incoming recruits.
Yeah, good players want to play with other good players, and if you're scared of competition, we don't want you anyways. So it's definitely paid dividends, and looking forward to just the future of the program. You don't see many shot clock violations in a scrimmage.
You mentioned playing your men's practice player team. You folks will see not your whole roster out here tonight. You mentioned a little short on injuries due to injuries, but how about this group and what they've brought energy-wise so far over the last few weeks?
They're so valuable, and to be honest, this is not only the best group we've ever had, it's the deepest in terms of having guys show up consistently, because we can't pay them, we can't scholarship them. We try to give them as much gear as possible and giving them opportunities to just be a part of a team.
You got one of your former players out there with them. She's your graduate assistant coach this year, Nia Thomas.
Nia Thomas, played for us for 4 years, and excited to have her on our staff and give her the opportunity to get her start, in coaching.
It's been somewhat of a revolution in women's basketball, drawing numerous crowds everywhere. And a lot of that has to do with shooters. And you've gone out and brought in some shooters. I've been to a couple of practices, and it's just really been impressed. And what you brought in and some people that can step up and shoot the ball.
Yeah, we had really two major goals in the spring portal recruiting season. And number one was to add as much, three-point shooting and the opportunity to create space for Yvette and Samaya as possible. Would have liked to added, another big, but, unfortunately weren't able to get that done. But like the pieces that we have, and need to give Reagan Williams a lot of credit, as a freshman, come in and has really done a great job as a young player.
You mentioned it's going to look different this year. No Holly Kurzgeter, no Zakiya Franklin, no Tiana Jackson. What do you think the strengths of your team this year will be?
Well, I think already we'll be a better three-point shooting team overall, no doubt. And then, after that, we got a lot of questions, to answer. I do think going into the year, knowing that Samaya Nichols is our floor general and our point guard, last year we weren't sure exactly how we were going to incorporate her, and finally I think, we made the right decision and had her play as our primary decision maker, and that's when we played our best ball.
I went to a practice and watched Elle Evans and Brittany Harshaw do a little face-off and shooting 25 threes, and my jaw dropped to the floor. I know you don't want to overhype these two young ladies, but it's going to be exciting. Just talk about what they can bring to the table and how it can open up two girls with length being able to shoot the way I witnessed.
Yeah, we'll be longer on the perimeter for sure, and I think they're going to really be able to stretch the floor. Right. And they ask me every day, which ones do you want us to take? And every open one.
Yes.
At no point do we want you to turn one down.
Mentioned no Tiana Jackson. She's such a unique player in the post position. How do you go about replacing her?
That's pretty difficult, and we found out in the portal very expensive. So, you know, it's we'll have to be different defensively. You know, we don't have the rim protector that you know, that we've had for 3 years. So we're going to have to defend the paint more as a team.
Well, you brought in a rookie, and she's a good mid-range shooter. Asking you how she shoots from the outside, but Reagan Williams, Nadira El-Tayeb coming off a serious surgery about 13 months ago, and then Pops, who she was part of the crowd tonight. Everyone knows Pops.
Yeah, I think you know, definitely having some veterans who know exactly you know, scheme-wise what we're trying to do on both ends of the floor. Hated that Nadira had the injury, you know, last year. She had really established herself as going to be a key member of our team, and you know, but it's great to have her back, and hopefully to have her for 2 more years.
And Reagan, maybe not as thick as what she'll go against, and frankly not as tall, but I know she can shoot, and she moves well.
Well, there's ways that you know, when you're smaller and quicker, you know, you have to use that to your advantage. And you know, against the bigger bodies that you're talking about, we're not going to go down in there and you know, wrestle. We'll try to get her away from the basket and let her use her quickness and her ability to stretch the floor.
Stephen Davis, David Lawrence, talking with KU head coach Brandon Schneider. Brandon, your coaching staff essentially returning intact this year. How about the work they've done in recruiting, not only for this year, but looking ahead to the future as well?
Yeah, I mean, continuity is so important. And, you know, I think now more than ever, just with the lack of continuity with rosters. So if you can try to maintain it as much as possible, you know, in your coaching staff, I think you really have a chance to have a leg up.
You've always liked to play fast, and I'm sure that hasn't changed, and you demand tenacious defense. Just talk about your philosophy, and you know, how much does that get tweaked, the fact that you don't have that true 5 inside?
Yeah, I mean, we're still going to try to guard you and rebound. I mean, those are things that are always going to be non-negotiables for us. Just scheme-wise, may have to do some different things. And offensively, you know, not having always a big body in there, we're going to have an opportunity to play in more space and allow people to have a little bit more freedom and make more plays.
Public unveiling here tonight of these renovations inside Allen Fieldhouse, which will enter its 70th season. How impressed are you to see it in action with the lights on and these new video boards? You don't have to crane your neck to see now.
Well, you know, I was in here 2 days ago for the first time with everything, you know, pretty much complete. And I have to give our players credit. They have not been in here. They have not taken a shot. They haven't practiced. So some of our new guys were a little nervous being out here for the first time. So, you know, I think they've done really well considering.
Well, early schedule coming up, competitive as always. Just talk about getting some of these guys healthy and getting out there early on in the non-con.
Yeah, I mean, we got a tough challenge, you know, playing Iowa very early on, then going to the Virgin Islands for, you know, 3 games against very, very good competition. You know, based on tonight, we're going to have to figure out how to guard a little bit better, but you know, hopefully we'll be able to make a few shots.
November 1st here in Allen Fieldhouse, a Friday night, Washburn for an exhibition game. Regular season opens Wednesday, November 6th against Lindenwood. You've done a great job of winning home games the last 2 seasons. How important is it to get some more folks in here to help with that?
Well, incredibly important. You know, I think women's sports, and in particular basketball, is so hot right now. I think, you know, if it were a stock, it'd be something you want to buy. And we just look forward to, you know, the opportunity to hopefully play a style of basketball that people really are excited to come out and watch and support.
Yeah, because we just saw Brittany Harshaw, one of those ladies that I witnessed going against Elle Evans, who's going to be back very soon. I mean, it's going to be exciting for people to show up and And look at some shoots.
Oh.
I mean, I thought I was watching Svi out there in practice. I mean, some ladies that can shoot as well, if not better than most men out there.
Well, it's we're looking forward to it. I think good thing this thing was somewhat competitive, and the guys didn't just blow our doors off, because there's some days in practice it's pretty tough sledding against them.
Successful women's scrimmage at 26-24. The ladies take it. Brandon, thanks for the time. Good luck this year.
Thank you, guys.
Good luck.
That's head coach Brandon Schneider. For David Lawrence, I'm Stephen Davis. Stick around. Coming up here on ESPN Plus, more Late Night in the Phog. The men's scrimmage starts at 8:10 tonight, 8:10 p.m. Central Time for the men's scrimmage, Late Night in the Phog.